Hi everyone, this is Taryn with Wonderfully Made Handcrafting, and I am back today with another shop with me at Blick Art Materials. Now this store was so well organized and linear, and everything had its place. The first little section I walked into was another little gift area. I thought these drumstick pens my husband would like as a drummer, but it kind of reminded me of that Target dollar spot, all those fun little knickknacks and gifts you can get at an art store. Now the physical store that I went to was in Roswell, Georgia. I was told they also have one in Atlanta, but it is smaller. They had a bunch of different books, and they also had these posters. Again, I love these posters. And they also had these cool little kits where you can make your own antique hanging poster. They had Derwent pencils as well, with a bunch of different options where you could buy just one at a time or in a package. And my son wanted his picture taken with Bob Ross. On the end caps, they had a bunch of different Sharpies and Posca paint pens, as well as some brands that I hadn't heard of before. And of course, here's the paper aisle. There was a ton. They also had a bunch of different options for Yupo paper, which I haven't really seen in a store before besides the one that Tim Holtz sells. Now, if you saw my Sam Flax store shop with me, you'll be surprised. Here we have a couple papers, but then look at these drawers of papers. Now, this was massive, the amount of papers that they had here. And so I was looking at a couple of different ones. They had drafting papers. They also had the watercolor papers, so many different sizes. They had, these are the acetate pieces in different milliliters of thickness. And if you wanted it, they basically had it. Behind the paper drawers, they had an aisle of different kinds of liquid ink and alcohol inks. This was a really cool aisle to see. But on the back side of the drawers, this is where it got me, guys. These are all of their specialty papers, and I loved how they had this flip through on the top, but they had all the specialty papers laying down flat in the drawers, so you wouldn't have that bend in the papers once you bought them. I had so much fun going through all these specialty papers. Now, they probably didn't have as many papers as the Sam Flax store. They did have a ton, but they weren't as traditional as the Sam Flax ones. These were fun ones with different style prints that you wouldn't normally see. Like, I love those musical instruments and the origami and the florals. I just couldn't pick which ones I wanted to pick up. So you'll just have to stay to the end to figure out which ones I got in my haul. But if you look here, this drawer, look at all these tie-dye ones. And then the next drawer is my favorite. Look at the toadstool, the hedgehog, the panda bears. Oh, I love this drawer. And then as you go through, there's just so many different kinds of prints and styles. This is a little bit different than what I normally see, and so that is what I loved. They did have this whole column of drawers that were more neutral and more wood grains, which some were actually made from wood. And that's what I thought was so cool about these ones. The next drawer is my favorite, although I'm not sure how it would have worked with Bible journaling. I'm not sure if it was pliable enough, but I really liked that one as well. And look at this one, the linear squares. Loved that one as well. This one I thought would be really cool dyed, especially with all the texture it had. And then they also had ones like this, which had almost like holes or squares missing out of them. But one of my favorites was this lace one. They had a ton of other options, but I decided not to go through all of them because it just would have taken forever. So I'm going to speed through these real quick so you can get a quick little glimpse of them. This last set of drawers had a bunch of solid colored papers and also ones that were a little bit thinner with some plant material mixed in. So I thought that one was really fun, kind of like the one I got from Sam Flax. And so I enjoyed looking through these, but it wasn't necessarily what I was looking for this time. However, that cream one right there, I really liked that one. If you're looking at purchasing some specialty papers or you haven't started collecting them yet but want to see them in person, definitely go check out your closest Blick Art Materials store because they had great selections. We also had a million aisles of paint, I felt like, and they had huge canvases available, a whole wall full of them. They also had a couple different styles of gesso, which I thought was cool. And then they had these mixed media kind of spatulas and stuff I thought would be fun to use one day. Again, we have a whole wall of paintbrushes, which was fun. And then I start looking through all the paints. Now, it's my mission to find some Daniel Smith watercolors in this store. I didn't think I was going to succeed in finding them, but little spoiler, I ended up finding them. This was the largest display I'd ever seen of the Daniel Smith watercolors, and it was definitely hard to pick out just a few of them to take home. Blick Art Materials definitely had the largest display of paints I had ever seen in a store before, so I can pretty much say if it's a brand that's known and loved, then Blick Art Materials probably has it in their store. So if you have one near you, go check it out because the displays are massive. My husband knows I love my distress inks, and so he found a little display right here of distress inks. They also had some gold leafing and metal flakes available and a couple of different mixed media type supplies. If you love shopping for pens, markers, and pencils, but would rather shop open stock instead of getting them in a set, this is the place to be. They also had Inktense pencils here, and they also had my China markers. I've been waiting to find a white China marker, and they had a bunch there. They also had some pastels, also those pan pastels, and check out these. These are massive. I just wanted to see them in my hand. They had these massive crayon pastels. I don't really use pastels at all, but I thought they were pretty neat. And if markers are your jam, they definitely have you covered. I did want to stop and show you my haul from Blick Art Materials. They definitely had some unique things, but most importantly, I loved how organized this store was. So this is what I picked up from the store. I ended up finding a white China marker, which I was super excited to find. And I ended up investing in some Daniel Smith watercolors. These were on sale at Blick Art, and I was really excited to pick them up. I ended up getting some neutrals because that's my most used color in watercolors. I really have grown to love these watercolors, getting them with the By the Well for God kits, and I just found out from Lori that she is adding them to her website soon. So make sure you keep checking on that website because that's going to be a great thing to add to your kit orders. So I ended up picking up transparent brown oxide, Italian burnt sienna, mummy bauxite, burnt sienna light, and burgundy yellow ochre. So I can't wait to pick up some more from By the Well for God. I'm hoping to add a little bit more of the regular browns. Like these are more reddish browns, and so I want to get more of a true brown and also some greens and maybe some burgundies. So those are that, and these should last me forever. I also picked up 2 new specialty papers. This one was really fun with a bunch of different art supplies on it, and it does have like a linen texture. This one was a little bit more expensive than the ones I got at Sam Flax. This one was $6.50, but I thought it was worth it, and it'd be such a cool background for pictures as well. The next one I got was called Thai Clover, and look at all the texture in here, guys. Look at this. Hold on. It is so pretty, and it's kind of see-through. You can see the fibers in it, and I love this one. I can't wait to try to find a way to use this in a Bible journaling page, hopefully sometime soon. So I really liked shopping at Blick Art Materials. I honestly didn't even know that they had physical stores. I knew of their website, but didn't know they had physical stores until a couple days ago. And now that I know, they have 65 stores around the country, so check out to see if there are any near you. They did have a preferred customer card, which was super awesome because it gave you the web match. So if they had a cheaper price on their website, they would match it and give it to you in the store. They also had lowest price guarantee. So if you brought in an advertisement from another store within 25 miles of the store you're shopping at and they see a better price, then they will give you a 5% discount on top of what the other store was selling it for. So the preferred customer card was definitely worth it. They also gave you a 10% discount if you were a student or teacher. So I ended up getting that 10% discount being a homeschool teacher. And it was just a really great experience shopping there. Very clean, very organized. And that's what I loved about Blick Art Materials.